most off-the-wall moments on paternity court.
I didn't answer because I have kids in the house, and the way she was doing, boom, boom, boom,
I sure
boom, boom,
was.
boom.
Mr. Mason, you are not her father. What are you feeling in this moment, sir?
I can't be really mad about something that I already knew.
She got 5 kids by 5 different baby daddies.
And you could be the 6th.
No, I ain't.
Mr. and Mrs. Malone had to roll up in court after getting the news of having another guy in the picture that ultimately raised the paternity question of the baby.
Mr. Mason, you say you lost all trust when you set up a watchdog to keep tabs on Ms. Malone and discovered that she had men coming in and out of the house while you were at work. And now you believe 1-year-old Avery is not your daughter. Ms. Malone, you admit to cheating on your boyfriend, but are positive he's Avery's father.
The trial began with the nature of their relationship. It turned out that they started together, but as time passed, things started getting wishy-washy between them.
We met on a website. I took her out on a date. We went to somewhere to eat.
So this started as a regular courtship.
Yes,
You
Your
went
Honor.
on a date.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Malone, you had a great relationship in the beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
And then somewhere along the line, it started getting a little wishy-washy.
Yes, Your Honor. I found out that she was doing a lot of sneaking around.
He indirectly claimed of her cheating on him with some other guys, and Miss Malone was comfortable with that. Despite them, the plaintiff wanted to make things work out with her.
You were sneaking around doing what?
Seeing other guys, but there was a break because he wasn't showing me any attention.
We wasn't on a break at all.
Your Honor,
Still.
we've been on and off for 3 years now. Right now, we're off.
Are you living together?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
How's that work?
It's real awkward. I'm there for the kids and because I still love Miss Malone.
I guess sneaking around can make anyone's husband hire a watchdog. Well, this man literally brought a detective into their married life instead of asking his wife directly.
She blamed it on because me and her wasn't having any intimacy or anything like that.
Do you remember that confrontation, Miss Malone?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then what did you respond?
I told him that it was my father that came to the door, and he actually asked my father, and my father said, yes, I came over there that day.
Did your watchdog say that there were any other men, Mr. Mason?
Yes, Your Honor. There were multiple.
Baby mama was being honest here and admitted that she had cheated on him just because he wasn't being the man she expected him to be.
When I cheated on Mr. Mason, we was having problems in our relationship because the simple fact he was not showing me any attention. He just wasn't being a man that I expected him to be.
Next came the pregnancy news. The defendant described the situation in which her pregnancy news was out. She said that the plaintiff brutally announced it in front of the whole family.
I told him as soon as I found out I was pregnant with her. He had so much anger, he decides to announce it with a room full of our friends and my mom.
She's sneaking with different guys.
And that hurt you?
Yes, Your Honor. I just announced that she was pregnant. That was it.
And it was not his. In front of everybody in the living room.
What? Claiming himself not as the father of a baby girl and couldn't even differentiate between his child and the child in question. But baby mama's testimony said it all.
Do you know who this is? Me again. Do you know this is Avery? Mr. Mason, it's not me. Yes, it is. You can't tell me that's not Avery. Mr. Mason, okay, I'll show you. Me, no, Marcus, don't argue with me. It's Avery. Me, I'ma show you Kaysen. This is our oldest daughter, Kaysen. He couldn't tell them apart.
To proceed with the testimony, Judge Lauren asked the witness, Grandma, to come over and have a word with her regarding the paternity issue.
Do you believe Mr. Mason is your granddaughter's biological father?
No, I do not, because they were on a break when she was conceived, and I knew that my child was seeing someone else because they were on a break. To me, she doesn't look like him.
And has testified that she truly believes he is.
She loves the man.
Miss Malone is again conceiving a baby, and the worst part is that the baby is also in the paternity question. Baby mama has caused a serious problem.
He doesn't think that the unborn is his.
I did it first until I found proof of doubt in Miss Malone's phone. This is your son. Don't he look just like you?
Yes, I had doubt because at that time we were not together, and
Yeah,
I was
I
with
say
this
that.
other guy.
Cheating all the way and with no clarification on any point. Let's find out if the results will bring some clarity for the babies or not.
Mr. Mason, you are not her father. What are you feeling in this moment, sir?
I'm mad, Your Honor, but I can't be really mad about something that I already knew.
2 mothers, 2 sons, and 1 man in the middle. Mr. Macon has taken the fight to court, claiming Miss Puckett is trying to play a paternity game. With concrete evidence in his pocket, he's ready to prove his innocence. Will justice be served? or will the truth remain a mystery? Stay tuned to find out.
And Mr. Macon, you claim to have concrete evidence that will prove to the court there's no possibility that you could be Miss Puckett's child's father.
She got 5 kids by 5 different baby daddies.
And you could be the 6th.
No, I ain't.
What? Is this even evidence? Concrete evidence? He was talking about this concrete evidence, which is not even concrete in a sense.
If we didn't have sex till like 3 months after, I wouldn't even have sex with her.
But you did have sex.
Miss Glover, we wasn't together at the time.
Did you use protection?
Yes.
But there was a malfunction.
Right. Before we even had sex, 3 weeks after I met her, she got my
Go
name
right upstairs
tattooed
to
on
the
her
attic.
neck.
You got his name tattooed on your neck 3 weeks after
We ain't
you
even
met
had
him?
sex yet.
No.
Double the love, double the trouble. This guy was playing 2 roles as the ultimate boyfriend. But how did he manage to keep it a secret? Let's uncover the mystery of his dual relationships.
We was dating. He was treating me real good. He buy me stuff. He gave me money when I needed it. He say if I need anything, my kids anything, he do for them. When I was pregnant, he was rubbing on my belly like he was happy and he was concerned about that. And I have a picture of him rubbing on my belly when I was about 7 months.
Let me see that picture. Is this you, Mr. Macon? Are those your hands and your jacket?
Yeah.
Get ready for the jaw-dropping moment when Mr. Macon stumbled upon the elusive evidence that only the defendant could see. It's like magic, but oh no, the cat's out of the bag now.
It's not my child.
Do you have any proof of that? Did you bring the court anything? Did you hear anything? Did you talk to someone? Did you see her? Did you
Yeah, my
catch
own
her?
friends, they used to spend the night over there. I didn't have sex with her till after 3 months after I met her.
So you were saying you weren't a willing participant in this?
No, 'cause I felt like it was too easy. No.
But you called it. You had sex with her.
When the stakes were high and the situation demanded gravity, the defendant's behavior was far from serious. Judge Lauren didn't hold back in her verbal thrashing for good reason like that.
I'm gonna take that smile as a symbol of your nervousness. Both have your name, and coming from a family where in my father's line there is a 4th. If my father, who is the junior, was looking at another person that had the same name, giving someone their father's name is about creating lineage, line. Not this way, not 2, right?
The plot twist in the trial. Miss Puckett drops a bombshell that the alleged father contacted her with plans to move in together. And she brought evidence. Screenshots don't lie.
He said me, her baby, and my kids, we all gonna move in together if it was his. Then he sent me another one, said if it was his, it'd come out to be his, and we was gonna make love to the. I have one of the evidence.
If he is, like I said, I'll apologize to him. I'll come get him and whatever else needed, and I'll apologize to you, and we can blank till the sun comes up.
Next came more revelations from Miss Puckett, and the reaction over those things of Mr. Macon was unbelievable and are gonna blow your mind.
He said, so what you naming him? I said, I'm naming him after my brother. I said, because that's what my grandma want me to do. No, you're not naming him that.
I left.
The nurse was there as a witness. I called the nurse and she said, are you sure this is your child? He said, yeah.
I stayed at the hospital literally, I don't even think it was 10 minutes. I looked at the baby. She asked me, what you want to name the baby? You gonna sign the birth certificate? I said, look here, I gotta go. I got some things I gotta do, and I left.
Brace yourself for some courtroom reality TV, thanks to Miss Glover and her captivating and mean side of the story. If you thought the drama was over, think again.
What exactly happened?
What exactly
Because
y'all
you
got
couldn't
going
trust
on?
to get the truth
Exactly,
from him.
because I didn't heard your name twice, but he didn't want to be honest
Your Honor,
with me about it.
can I say something, Your
And so were you there the day she knocked on the
Your
door?
Honor, yes, I was there. I didn't answer because I have kids in the house, and the way she was doing, boom, boom, boom,
I sure
boom, boom,
was.
boom, kicking the door.
Sure was. I heard you.
Why
No,
would
no,
I
no,
answer?
answer the
But why
door.
would I answer the door? Like to me,
I'm coming
I don't
for
know
you.
her.
Okay, that's so mean and rude to even hear. And the defendant was enjoying the mess he created. But Judge Lake had identified their intentions behind this all like that.
Do you really think this young woman wants that for her life?
I don't feel sorry for her.
No, that's not my question. I just needed to ask you those series of questions, and as I can see from hearing Mr. Macon's testimony, he does not help it any. You just right in the middle with your hands in your pocket, and everybody got your name.
Who knew discovering your cheating boyfriend's name on another woman's baby would be the unexpected truth bomb of the year? Sometimes the truth just slips out.
They're about ready. They're entering his information in the computer. Next thing I know, the lady's like, oh, hold up, I made a mistake. I'm like, what kind of mistake could you have made? She was like, I entered your baby under the wrong person. Because there's a baby born on July 4th of this year, and his name is Stephen Macon Jr. And she read it out, and she's like, and his dad's name is Stephen Macon Jr. too. And then she realized she said too much. And I'm like, what? And I mean, he looked devastated like me.
After all the lies in the testimony, let's find out what the DNA results envelope is holding.
When it comes to 2-year-old Stephen Macon Jr., it has been determined by this court, Mr. Macon Sr., you are his father.
You know what? You sent her that text message talking about some that y'all gonna have sex on until the sunlight time, baby. I'll holler at her.
Denying the ferocious assertions of Miss Manning and exposing her deceitful intentions, Mr. Haynes stepped up in court to prove that he is the father of her child, and she's just ringing the wrong door because she wants to dump him for her ex.
Mr. Haynes, you have brought Ms. Manning to court today to prove that you are the father of her 4-year-old daughter. You say Ms. Manning initially told you that you were Zoe's dad, but now is claiming you are not her father. Ms. Manning, you say that Mr. Haynes is not Zoe's dad. You previously appeared in this court with another man claiming to be Zoe's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
The trial began with Mr. Haynes' claims that he's the father of the defendant's child. He claimed that Miss Manning is just doing this all in her interest of getting back to her ex.
Miss Manning is keeping her from me because she has another gentleman in the picture.
So you are convinced,
Yeah.
beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Zoe is your daughter. And so why?
Miss Manning sent me a picture, and I thought it was my son at first. It was actually Zoe. I took a picture of my son and her, and I compared it. And
However, Judge Lauren asked the baby mama why she's so certain that he, not the father, and that she was also confused about the answer to the paternity question.
Zoe was conceived at the end of October, and we had already broken up.
And so this picture here is a picture of Zoe?
Yes, Your Honor.
You sent that picture to Mr. Haynes?
Yes.
So why would you send a picture of her at all if you know for certain he's not her biological father?
I've never even told him that he wasn't the father. I just told him there was a possibility he was the father.
she said I was the father multiple times.
Next came the relationship recap with the nature of their relationship. And see, this is how dramatically things started between them.
We first met when I was getting a tattoo, and it was at her residence, and we only dated for a short period of time until she ended the relationship. So I ended up moving on and got with my ex now.
Was it a committed relationship when you dated, or were you dating other people?
It was a committed relationship.
Was it a
My
committed
state.
relationship, Ms. Manning?
Yes, Your Honor.
The alleged potential father didn't know about his child for 9 months. Why did she hide from him if he could be the possible father? And how did he finally find out?
And you had the baby all the way till she was 9 months old?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you informed Mr. Haynes that he was a possibility. What made you send the photo?
He asked for a photo of my
And I did not ask for a photo. I never knew until after my son was born, and that's when I received the photo. I thought it was my son.
That made you immediately think, this is my daughter, too.
Yes.
Being unknown to live can be a problem, is what brought baby mama twice to the court. Plaintiff was also caught up in a mess of paternity issues due to the defendant.
And the fact that he's waited 4 years to take a paternity test is what irritates me.
And why did you wait 4 years?
The only reason I waited so long is because she kept going back and forth that I wasn't the father. She's already brought someone to the court, got a DNA test, so that was for, I didn't think it was mine at the time, but now I want the truth. If she's mine, I'll definitely step to the plate.
Uh-oh, Miss Manning needed to rethink and recollect her memories of her sexual relationship. Judge Lake's question raised another question of paternity. If not him again, then who?
We tested another man, and he was not the biological father. So does that automatically mean Mr. Haynes is the biological father?
No.
There's another possibility?
The other possibility is on her birth certificate.
So are there just 3 possibilities or more? Go ahead and tell the truth.
Just 3.
So 1 we already tested. The second is on her birth certificate. And the third is Mr. Haynes.
Next came up with the timeline brought by the plaintiff and explained the back and forth statements like she was doing it with flower petals for the final decision.
March of 2014, I received the photo.
And you felt like she sent you the picture because she was your child?
Yes.
Okay, move on.
Around May, I should say, was when I first got the Facebook message saying that I was not the father. I'm blocked from her, and that's when I received a message from her saying that I was the father again.
You've heard you are the father, you are not the father.
To blow off the cloud of confusion, Judge Lake asked the witness to explain what she knew about this particular paternity issue. And this is what she revealed.
She has repeatedly sent him messages that he is the father and isn't the father. She's dragging him through hell.
I don't
actually trying to
understand
take-
how I'm dragging him through hell. There's a possibility. Let's get a DNA test.
And what is her reasoning behind saying he is, he isn't, he is, he isn't? Why would she be going back and forth?
It seems like every time she gets a new boyfriend, it's his.
Miss Wickware revealed the reason why baby mama was consistently rolling in and out. And defendant admitted those claims and further said this.
Actually, they've had a conversation where she said that I may have said that only because I'm angry at you.
And that was actually
That was like 3 days ago.
Did you ever admit to that? I may be saying these things because you getting on my last nerve. I'm angry and I'm just mad, and sometimes I don't want to be bothered with you.
I did tell him that I might have said it out of anger.
After much testimony, the truth spilled from her lips. But Judge Lauren put an end to her lies. It took time, but the truth about the claims prevailed in the end, like this.
Sometimes our relationship is so annoying or so bad, I tell him he's not the father, because that's why he's standing up here saying that you said you are the father, then you are not the father, so that he does not understand if he is or if he isn't, but he believes he is.
Despite all the games, back and forth statements, and lies, Mr. Haynes wanted to step up to the plate and be a part of little Zoe's life. He wanted to end that issue of paternity that was hanging on his and the baby's life.
What are your hopes, Mr. Haynes?
I just want to find out the truth because it's been almost 4 years of going back and forth that I'm the father. So I just want the proof.
And you want to be her father?
Yes.
It sucks to not have a father in life. Things were kind of stuck in between. Let's get those results to finally know if he is or is not the father.
Mr. Haynes, you are not the father.
That's all I needed to know. Sucks.